Hi, my name is Rayanne Coy, and I'm a parent of 4 children between the ages of 8 and 13. So I know what it's like to have a teenager and soon-to-be teens. And I'm also a professional coach, and I work with the Samaritan Counseling Center. And we at the Samaritan, it's relatively new here in the northwest suburbs. We're here not only to deal with families, individuals who have mental health needs, but we're also here to handle the needs of just healthy families and individuals. So my personal passion and focus is on caring for the caregiver that is the parent. So I'm excited today to be talking with Dr. Michael Riera, and he's graciously allotted us a brief time to put together some educational videos, which we're hoping will go out to the community in a way to get them excited about his books and about parenting. So today he was here talking to us about his book, Staying Connected with Your Teenager. And wow, having 4 young teenagers to be, they really have changed overnight. And my husband and I are struggling every day with, wow, how these approaches aren't working anymore. So I'm here to ask you a few questions about that. And one thing that you said in your book that was interesting to me was about the role of the parent. And I want you to tell me about that. You said that, part of our job is to get fired as the manager.
It's
so
sort of
tell me about that.
counterintuitive to hear that
It
as a
is.
parent, I know. And the reality is what you're experiencing, that they seem to change overnight, is what a lot of parents of teenagers experience. And it's the metaphor I use is you're the manager of their life to begin with. You organize their life. They look to you for guidance. They love to be around you. You go into their kindergarten class, they want you to read, they want you to volunteer. You're a source of admiration and a cool factor with all the other kids. And then somewhere in middle school, the beginning of high school, usually right along the same time that puberty hits, they quite unceremoniously fire us as the manager. And they basically say, I'll take it from here. And the tendency parents have is one of two things: either to say no, and they become a micromanager and everything's about power, and that never works for anybody, or to say, whoa, this is scary, I'm not sure what to do with it, and they abandon their kids. So neither one is healthy. So, and especially for the caregiver in either case, as well as the teenager. So what I always encourage is, you've been fired as the manager, take it graciously, do your grieving, and then your job now is to get rehired as the consultant, because that's where they want you. They don't want this face-to-face, they want much more of a side-by-side, and as a consultant, you think in terms of influence, not control. So you want to communicate with your teenager. It's not like with your 8-year-old when you say, well, tell me about this. With your teenager, you need to pick your spots. We know driving in the car, after school, while you're doing things together, late at night, those are the times that your teenager is going to open up and more apt for things to come out. So you need to be, truthfully, a little more strategic about parenting.
Yeah, that was great to read in your book about the late at night. I'm exhausted after getting dinner on the table and all those activities, and then you said in the book that the best time to talk to your teens was late at night. And to be a consultant, you're always having to think about when and where you want to have your communications. The other thing you said was short communications work best.
Yeah, I might if we were to have a conversation about something that was pretty deep, we would probably set aside an hour for that conversation. For a teenager, it's better to think of 20 3-minute conversations spread out over the course of a few days, because they can only take about 3 minutes at a time. And look at your teenager, honestly, the next time you talk to them about something serious, after 3 or 4 minutes, their eyes are glazed, that they can't take any more information, so that's where we need to stop. And truthfully, sometimes our anxiety gets the better of us, and we just want to let me just finish this last point, but they're not going to hear it, so just break it into smaller conversations.
Yeah, and then I loved when you talked about coming home from school and how and what the teenagers' needs are after school and how that impacts our communication.
Yeah, our job is to check in with them but not expect much to come back, because what's going on with their body and their brains, they're self-conscious all day, it's exhausting. What they need more than anything is a snack, to go to their room and just have some quiet time where they can reflect on the day. And then when they come out of their room, that's when you ask the question, how was your day? And they can answer it. But when they walk in the door, truthfully, you may say it in a gracious way, they feel attacked. Whereas if we could say, hey, probably had a long day at school, why don't you grab some orange juice and go to your room, listen to some music for a while, you can catch me up on your day later on. They will thank you many, many ways. Not with their words, but with their eyes. They'll give you that look that says, oh, thanks, you understand.
Yeah. And then communication in the car.
Oh, cars, the greatest side-by-side relationship, you know, and
Yeah.
if their friends are in the back, you get to overhear things that are going on, and your job there is just to be a sponge, to absorb it. And then listen to what they have to say. When they come up and sit in the front seat next to you, what they love about it is it's not face-to-face. They're not under your gaze. It's out looking at something, and it's easier to talk about the big issues. And just let them set the pace. Let them set, when they've had too much, they'll lean forward and turn the radio up. And then when they're ready to talk some more, they'll lean forward and turn it down. But let them be in control of it.
Yeah. So that's great. I think in this short video, we've learned some really important things about, you know, number one, our role as parents really shifts when they become teenagers,
Yeah.
from manager to consultant. And to be a consultant, you really have to get strategic and figure out when to talk to them and how to talk to them. In the next video, we want to talk about the types of questions that we should be asking, because I think I'm asking all the wrong questions. So hopefully you'll stick around and we can ask you, what questions should we be asking our teenagers?
Great.